We've invited successful treasure expert Roy Rousch to tell us more about the lost treasure of Cahuenga Pass. Roy's knowledge of treasure hunting is unsurpassed.
Well, because I've been living in this area near Cahuenga Pass for over 25 years, I've naturally known about the treasure of Cahuenga Pass, and I think it's one of Southern California's most worthwhile treasures to look for, and certainly one that if you should happen to be lucky enough to find it, would have some very handsome payoffs. And since I've searched for it for a long time, I have some information that I'd like to pass along to you as to where I think that the treasure might be located. And it's not in the Hollywood Bowl parking lot, as some people think that it might be. But before I get into that, I'd like to bring you up to date on what happened since Jesus Martinez had the heart attack while he was searching for the treasure. The next event that happened was in 1885. Now, there was a Basque sheep herder, a native of Spain, that was herding sheep in the area when he noticed his dog was scratching in a hole. He went over to investigate and found a large sack full of gold and silver coins and some jewelry. Now, he was homesick, so he bought a ticket home to his native Spain. But here again, a strange thing happened. As the ship was going into port, he got too close to the rail, fell over, and the weight of his treasures pulled him under and he drowned.
Around the turn of the century, the Cahuenga Pass was just a sleepy and narrow wagon road. By 1912, however, there was a sufficient flow of traffic to justify a rail line between Los Angeles and the San Fernando Valley.
All aboard Cahuenga, Hollywood Boulevard, Western, and Gower Gulch.
It was called the Red Car Line. Cahuenga Pass was not as nearly well developed then as it is today. The surroundings offered more open areas and opportunities to search for the treasure. By the 1920s, it had become a well-traveled route for automobiles between the San Fernando Valley and the Los Angeles Basin. By 1926, it had become a fairly busy highway. All traffic that came from the north used this route into the city.
Now, the next recorded event that happened was in 1939, when a couple of engineers, using a very crude early metal detecting device, the forerunner of this kind of equipment, got permission to dig in the Hollywood Bowl parking lot. They got down about 40 feet, and there they went into groundwater. Obviously, there was no treasure there. One of the engineers became so depressed and so despondent over it that he mysteriously committed suicide. Now, the next event was also rather strange. In 1974, a Mr. William Boyle secured permission to also search in the Hollywood parking lot. Now, Mr. Boyle used a much less sophisticated piece of equipment. He used a dowsing rod like this. A dowsing rod is nothing more than a tree limb shaped like a Y. And you hold it like this, and you walk in an area that you suspect the treasure to be, and when the limb starts pulling downward, you're over the treasure. So he found the site and started digging. After he dug down about 5 or 10 feet, an attendant at the Hollywood Bowl parking lot came in and told him that he was digging in a fill area that was dirt, been put there when they built the parking lot for the Hollywood Bowl. So there was no treasure there. This also ended in frustration. And mysteriously, Mr. Boyle died. Well, it's sometimes entered my mind, considering the unfortunate accidents that's happened for a lot of the principals involved in this treasure, that possibly there is a curse on the treasure. Well, so far, I feel pretty safe because I haven't found the treasure yet. If I find the treasure, then I'll start worrying about the curse.
The Cahuenga Pass is now a thriving cosmopolitan area, just minutes from downtown Los Angeles.
A lot of people, of course, believe that the location of the old inn where Diego Moreno died was situated near the intersection of Hollywood Boulevard and Highland. But myself, I don't believe that's the case. Now, of course, I've searched in the area of the existing Cahuenga Pass, but if you will notice, Cahuenga Pass now is in a very large cut through the hill. I personally believe that the area just east of Cahuenga Pass, which in the old days, before the original pass was cut through, was much more gradual and would be much easier to get horses and wagons over. Yes, I definitely think it's further to the east, and I'd be glad to show you the area that I think it's in. Here's a Hollywood freeway coming out from downtown Los Angeles, and here is Cahuenga Pass. And this is Lake Hollywood. And I've been concentrating my search in this area in through here. And I think the inn was not located here at Hollywood and Highland, but more likely in this area here. The face value of the treasure today could be up into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we're talking about a lot of bucks. Now here's some coins that I borrowed to show you what the treasure looks like. Now these are Spanish coins, silver pieces of 8, and a Spanish gold doubloon. And if you happen to find something that looks like this in the area, then of course you have discovered the treasure of Cahuenga Pass.
Well, it's not often that a tale of lost treasure can be pursued within the confines of a city. But you know, there's one possible ending to this scenario that we haven't even considered yet. Suppose that with all the building and development in the Cahuenga Pass during the last century, that the treasure was already found, perhaps by an engineer or bulldozer operator, or maybe a pick and shovel man. I'm not sure that I could keep such a secret. I'm Philip Michael Thomas, and thanks for joining us on Treasure.